Have you ever been on a roller coaster and you're about to go around a turn and the turn begins and it's like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. I saw it coming. I thought it might be worse, but then, and it's especially if you're in that back car, it like whips you around at the right at the end of the turn. That's what that last week's full moon felt like to me. I made this video on the day that full moon in Gemini peaked, and I'm always sort of feeling into it when I know it's here, and I'm like, what's gonna become of today? Well, I didn't feel well, and I let y'all know that on the video, and just had to lie down. Oh my gosh, it's 333. And I saw 111, and a friend texted me 222. This is good. Anyway, so wasn't feeling great on Thursday or Friday, and usually I'm bringing a theme to class and to these videos that I'm really feeling. And I wasn't feeling it. It's like the theme was really about a hard time in life, or a crisis. And Mark Nepo defines the crisis as a crossroads or a threshold to a new way of being. I wasn't really feeling that, but I had talked to so many of you who were in the midst of a hard time, and I'm like, okay, it's fall, winter, we're at the end of this snake year. 2025 is a snake year. Next year is the horse, and we were in the full moon, which is a time of release. So I was like, okay, there's a lot in the atmosphere around change and letting go, so let's make that the theme. But I wasn't feeling it in the moment. So the full moon is Thursday. I was not feeling well, had to rest. Friday, it was a good day, but still not feeling great. I was taking it easy. I woke up Saturday morning, and it was the whip of being on the roller coaster around the turn, and it just snaps you in another direction, and it hurt. So I thought about our reading, and I'm like, I don't want to get lost in the pain or the hard time. I know enough at this point in my life that if I'm experiencing discomfort, pain, confusion, it's a messenger, and it's time for me to pay attention. And I use these words, I use these themes to help me through, and I did. I kept repeating, because I had that Mark Nepo poem, I guess you could call it, that I sent out to you last week. It was in the notes on my phone, and I just kept going back to it and looking at it, and then repeating the words. And what was really sticking out to me, I think I even bolded it in the newsletter to you on Thursday. What, in this hard time, what quality would you have to birth to have peace of mind? That really stood out to me, and I kept asking myself that, and I'm like, okay, if this is true, I trust this mysterious and all-intelligent universal intelligence. I trust it enough at this point. Putting it into actual practice that's where the real trust comes through for me, though, anyway, because I can't just say that I trust it, because I want to be a trusting person. I want to trust life and the universe, but it's like in my daily behavior, the only way I can say that I am that trusting person and trusting the universe is to do it in the moment. You know what I mean? Ask yourself, in this hard time, what quality you would have to birth to have peace of mind. Mark Nepo's words. if you ask that question, you'll begin to birth who and what you really are out of this tough situation. It's like an identity upgrade. Just the way our phones upgrade, we upgrade. So I've been spending time with this reading and doing some research around it, and most importantly, experimenting. Do you hear Egg in the litter box? She and I are hanging out in the van today. It's our office for the day. If you hear this scraping of the litter pebbles. So these are some questions that I asked myself. What version of you is ending right now? What is being retired so that something, a more wise version of me can be born? So I'm sharing with you some of the questions I asked myself in case it is useful for you. I'm posting some questions to answer. I find that to be very helpful sometimes, answering some of these journal prompts. You may say, where is she? There she is. There's the egg. Here to join us. Let's keep her in the frame there. Okay, so, let me think. One of the first things I was feeling was uncertainty. I have hardly any outside imposed routine in my life. And I am the one that's going to need to create that routine. I need to be the one, easy kitty, in charge of just how I'm conducting the hours of my day. And that can feel unsettling. It's like I'm having to build some sort of self-trust here. Like nothing is really imposing anything from the outside. And I said all through growing up, I'm like, I don't want anyone to tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. And then when the world isn't telling me what to do, I'm going, would somebody please tell me what to do. What should I do today? What do I do with my time? And there's things I need to be doing. Yes. There's not a great deal of urgency. There's not like a time frame on things. And so it feels like my body started to generate some internal urgency, but that was not feeling good. And again, I was trying to use that discomfort as taking it like I would take a phone call and be like, okay, because I was washing my hair really fast. And I'm like, what is the big rush here? And I was just sort of observing myself, and I'm feeding all of the animals in the morning really fast and getting, like, packing my lunch or getting things ready for the day, because I've been spending some of the days out in the van. It's been so nice, and I use it as like as an office space. I can feel really sort of cagey and uncomfortable sitting at the house. So I need to be out in the world, and that is just something that my system seems to need. But anyway, I was watching myself move with like a frenzy, and I'm like, what is this dis-ease? And this is what I study in my formal studies, and what I work with in my own wellness practice. So it's a lack of ease, and it's like dis-ease. Think about the word. I study root cause of physical disease, and so I'm always, I pay attention to that. Like, what is this lack of ease, this dis-ease that I'm feeling right now? How is it a messenger to me, or an arrow pointing me in a different direction? Y'all, I might need to finish this video later. This cat is wanting some attention. I gotta take her out on her little harness and leash. Let's see if she kind of chills out for a minute. She was just having the zoomies a little bit in the van. I'll see how it goes. So I was feeling a lot of uncertainty. And so I said, what is the quality? What's the quality that needs to be birthed here to have peace of mind, to get out of this dis-ease or this lack of ease? And I'm like, Erica, you're not acting like a person who is trusting the universe if you're flying through every moment, like with no rush. There's no externally imposed urgency. There's this internal urgency. There was also some overwhelm. And because I've been looking through a list, creating a list of some of these different qualities, some of these lower qualities of the mind and some of these higher qualities of the soul. And I think that maybe there was a little bit of grief mixed in there too. So I thought, all right, if I'm feeling uncertain, the quality I could experiment with cultivating is trust. If I'm experiencing some of the feeling of overwhelm, let's experiment with the quality of boundaries. And if I'm feeling some of the energy of grief, how can I begin to cultivate some of the energy of self-compassion? Not self-compassion. That's the quality for heartbreak. But see, it's like I was having a hard time pinpointing what had hit me so hard, and it felt kind of like a tangled ball of yarn, like several things at once. But just for the sake of talking, I'm going to call it grief. And the quality I would then have to birth would be presence. The soul does not send hard times to punish us. It's a phone call, it's a message, it's a messenger, it's an arrow pointing. Hard times are like labor. We are birthing a new way of being, a newer and truer us. I promise you, I'm going to take you out on your leash after the video. Jeez, all over the place right now. So I'm working with this stuff in real time, and I have an old habit of intellectualizing stuff. Y'all are like, really, Erica? We didn't know that. I don't know. But I have got to be able to embody this stuff. So I started, number one, by naming the qualities I felt I needed to birth to have peace of mind in this moment. I started naming it, number one. Number two, I started to feel it. Okay, if I'm a person that trusts this larger unfolding. What's that other poem? Your impatience must bow in service to the larger story that is unfolding. Other lines from another poem. This is an Alison Luterman poem that I have sent out to you all before. It's the one where she's swimming 36 furious laps. I think this is just, that's got to be one of my favorite poems ever. But so if I'm going to be a person who is trusting in this unfolding of this larger story, if I must bow in service to this larger story, how would I hold myself? How would I function throughout the day? How would I sit? How would I breathe? How would I behave? Can I act as if I were a trusting person? And instead of washing my hair so furiously, because I caught myself doing it 2 or maybe even 3 times, and I thought, this is abnormal hair washing speed, Erica. What is going on with you? Not being present. So I'm slowing it down. I have a nightly practice also that helps me keep track of some of this. And, a lot of this could just be, it's kind of like journaling with questions. If anybody ever wanted me to share this nightly practice, I would be more than happy to. But also looking at some of these journal questions and kind of answering them. I keep a journal by my bed, answering them at night. Could suffice, at least for what the theme we're talking about right now. So number one, I name it. Number two, I feel it and act as if. I've got to embody this thing, 'cause I live in a physical body. I have this central nervous system. It doesn't matter what my mind intellectualizes. It's like I said to a friend this week who almost was trying to think her way through a situation that her heart was asking her to feel. And I said, remember what Liz Gilbert said, you cannot outfox the soul. It's just a truth. It's not even true. It's a truth. You cannot outfox the soul. That sucker is going to win every time. So anyway, I've got to embody this to allow my nervous system to integrate this new version of me, this upgrade. And I've got to do it in small ways. So Saturday, when I had my total freak out, I really just didn't have anything planned for that day. I thought I could get away with just kind of lying around. I was going to do some crocheting and kind of sit by the fire, but something inside of me was not having it. And I'm just finding, like, at this time, I can't hang around the house all day. I've really got to get out and be a part of life. It's why I'm in the van right now with Egg and her zoomies. So it's in these small ways, and I've got something I do right at noon, and then afterward I get in the van and make myself some lunch, and then I get on the laptop, I start doing some work, and I've been getting to a different gym for right now if I'm not swimming in the morning. So I'm just like, all right, if the world isn't imposing, if nobody's telling me what to do, I've got to tell me what to do. This is just, we're all in different places. This is what I needed in the moment. Now that I'm saying this, let me give you some different qualities in case you are feeling one of these things, one of these qualities, and just in case you need a word to help cultivate what you need to feel peace in the middle of whatever your tough situation is. The tough situation could be stress. It could be anxiety. It could be worrying about your partner or a family member, a friend, any of that. Any lack of ease is a message. If it's uncertainty, trust. If it's heartbreak, self-compassion. If it's overwhelm, try boundaries. If it's grief, presence. If it's shame, forgiveness. And what I'm learning, since I've been a little slower on the uptake of certain ways to human, and I think emotions were a hard one, because I really liked to intellectualize things for many years, and I also liked to run away from feelings that I did not like. I drank my way out of them. We can do any number of things to run away from or distract from feelings that we don't want to feel. Peace is not a circumstance. It is a capacity. It is not achieved by fixing the situation. There might be some relief, but peace, I think is different from where I sit right now in this moment in my life. It is something that it's hard to find the words. become the version of yourself that can hold it. That's why that peace is a capacity, the capacity to hold all of this. It's like all of these hard times, these tough situations, these crises, these difficult things that we go through, they're stretching us. It's like taking a deeper and deeper breath every time to increase your own breathing capacity. Or even like if you've ever done any fasting or anything like that, and let's say you don't eat for half a day or a full day, and then you eat the next day and you're like, whoa, my stomach shrank, I can't eat as much. It's like we're shrinking the capacity. But in this case, with these hard times, it's growing our capacity to hold it all, to hold the contradictions, the pain, the confusion, the fury, all of it. We don't need to know how to be the next version of us. We only have to be willing, which is another quality. To me, a willingness is like, it's like an open valve. If someone's just like, I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to admit I'm wrong, or I'm willing to try something new. It's like opening a valve or opening the door. You can walk through the door. If you're not willing, I mean, the door remains closed. So it's an open state. This other thing that I had said to my friend, who's having a hard time this week, and I said that I had heard this line about heartbreak, and can you sit in the experience of heartbreak while keeping your heart open? It may just sound like words, it may sound simple, but like sit in the fire of heartbreak and try not to distract or shut down or retaliate or distract, whatever. Try to just sit in the feeling of it. Just be with it and keep your heart open. It's just like way easier said than done. The unknown. I had said to you all, I was feeling really uncertain. Well, and everything felt unknown. And I have to keep reminding myself over and over that the only thing I'm going to find in the unknown is more of myself. And I work on this stuff every day, y'all. I got to say it here because that's one of the best ways that I learn. I must be willing to let the unknown teach me. Get this line. I love this line. A new way of being is looking for a body. A new way of being is looking for a body. Your body, my body. It's looking for a body to live through. I love that. I'll end with this. I'm just this type of curious person who's got to ask the big questions this lifetime, and I got to know why in the world I'm here, why in the world I'm going through all this stuff, why I'm feeling all the feelings. And the closest I have been able to get are words from Teilhard de Chardin or Teresa of Avila, who say we are here to embody the higher archetypes. Another way of saying that is like, we're here to learn to love, capital L love, to receive it and to give it. That's a huge statement. It might sound simple, cheesy, trite. It's a huge statement, and I feel like everything I'm doing is everything I do and I study, I'm inspecting what that really means. And then, what's the other one? To bring heaven to earth, to live into these higher archetypes, to grow out of a consciousness of greed and of living with a worry of lack and where are my resources going to come from? Where's my money going to come from? But to mature out of that younger state of consciousness into a more mature state of consciousness, which is I'm gonna trust that this universe is friendly, that it has Einstein's favorite question. Do you believe this universe is friendly or not? So I'll leave it at that. Do I believe this universe is friendly? And you know, a friend would have my back and help me out. So in a way, I'm answering that question to myself when if I ask, like, really the whole purpose. And you know, I think that we each individually have our own we have more specific purposes for our unique and individual lives, but as a whole, like an umbrella purpose for us humans is to learn to give and receive love, capital L love. But in a way, it's like what Mark Nepo is writing. These are like baby steps to get there, because that's just what we're doing, is taking these slow little baby steps on the densest planet in the cosmos. That's my current awareness. That's just where my current awareness sits right now. There are far subtler worlds out there. Ours, Earth, as earthlings in this dual realm, we're in a pretty damn dense, slow-moving place. And we're using the contrast from this duality. Like, you know, some days we feel great and we're laughing and we're like, wow, everything's coming together. And then a Saturday morning hits you and you feel like your entire universe is falling apart. It's that contrast, light and dark, good and bad, right and wrong, things like that. By using these tough times, these hard times, these tough moments, these crises, little crises, big crises, using them as seeing them for what they are, a messenger. And what is the message? What is the quality that is trying to be born within you right now to find your peace? Because our power is in our ease, not our dis-ease, not our lack of ease, but within our ease. And so we start cultivating these qualities like trust, like boundaries, like self-compassion, like presence. These are all pushing us closer up toward those higher archetypes, that highest of archetypes of love. So when I read words like this, I mean, it feels like I'm reading life's instruction manual to answer this large question that's just gnawing at me all the time. Why in the world are we here? What are we doing? I don't want to miss the big assignment, you know? That's it for now. I'm going to add some questions in case this is helpful to any of you. This has been so helpful to me this week. I've been thinking about this stuff every day because my system has felt sensitive since Saturday, and I'm like, I must heed this call. And in talking with some of you, I know I'm not the only one that needs this, and I encourage you to answer some of these questions, these journal prompts, to get your heart feeling better, okay? Because I love you. I mean it. Bye. Next time.